what food gives you positive mood and what food gives you negative mood. People will say, yeah, chocolate gives me mood. I'm using chocolate again, but let's say like McDonald's. Sometimes we eat McDonald's, it puts us in a good mood, but is it a really good mood or is it really unhealthy mood? So that's the difference I'm going to talk about.
That's super interesting. So the masterclass, I think on the Friday 22nd of July,
yes,
12 noon CIT, is about food and mood and this relationship. And I think it's super interesting what you are saying about, like, maybe chocolate is good mood 5 seconds, but then in the long run of the day, so 2 hours later, it's not good. It's not putting you in a good mood. So I think it's super interesting to see this kind of difference on the mood as well.
Yeah, we'll talk about the ingredients in it that creates all this stuff. So yeah, it's like I said about like McDonald's or chocolate, like sometimes we're in a bad mood, but then these are our go-to food to make us feel better. And it does in a way, because sometimes I do miss eating McDonald's fries. But yeah, the mood would be nice, but is it a healthy mood, unhealthy mood, and emotional mood? Or, we'll break it down.
Yeah, and as well, what we have to eat at breakfast, lunch, and dinner, to be still productive. The typical thing about after lunch, I am feeling like I need a siesta or something.
Yeah.
But maybe it's because you are not eating the thing you have to eat,
Yeah. So a lot of people may not understand why they're, I ate so much and I'm getting tired, but can you get the same satisfaction of being full and healthy, but yet you still have your energy? So people don't really understand that. And people would think, oh, I'm just going to eat salad so I don't fall asleep. But yeah, okay. But then you're not doing yourself justice, because then if you eat salad, yeah, you feel fine. But then 2 hours later, you're going to start going into that chocolate, going into that potato chips, just to satisfy your hunger.
Yeah, and I think this combination of correlation, we can say, between food and mood is super interesting because there is this kind of research going on around depression and food,
Yeah.
how the way you are eating is causing you depression, which is amazing, or how some days you are feeling very bad and you don't know why, because nothing happened, or maybe it's something happened, but why I am so feeling so bad, like, very sad. And like, there is this correlation. Are you going to talk about as well, Rhys?
Yes. So as a certified health and wellness coach, we do talk about, and I did mention this in our first masterclass for health, for food, health and wellness, that there are two types of food, the primary and secondary. Primary, of course, is our emotions. So sometimes we tend to use that and lead that into satisfying our stomach, and which impacts our brains, because of the hormones that they send. So a lot of this will be impacted. And when it comes to depression, as a certified health and wellness coach, we look at the body and the being as a whole. So it just doesn't mean your digestive system that we're looking into, but more as a whole being. So if you're depressed, there might be some issues that you didn't resolve yet from your past, maybe, or there may be some issues that are still within you, and you're trying to not hide it, but you're trying to mask it in food, because you feel satisfied in that sense.
Yeah, and I think the point, like, here we have the audience of academics and as well entrepreneurs and corporate innovators. We have this question about performance, how efficient we can be creative, and as well how efficiently we can, make it happen. Like, leadership is very important for innovation and research. So what is the impact of the food on the mood, if we have to be creative or if we have to be a transformational leader?
Yeah. So we'll definitely, the masterclass will definitely touch upon that. So what you're actually saying is the basic part. It's actually the food that actually can impact you onto becoming a leader. Like, for example, if you look at a CEO, if the person is fit, you, in your image, in your mind, you're like, oh, this is a perfect CEO. He looks like he's very successful, compared to an overweight CEO, which would be like, yeah, you know, image, and from an image perspective also, he may be a good CEO, but most of the time, yeah, you don't feel that this guy is leading the team or being an innovator for the entire company. So it is very crucial and very important for innovators, startup entrepreneurs, to be healthy. And how do you start? How do you become healthy? Like you said, Yara, it actually is from the basic part, the basis, which is your food, and then how it translates to your mood as a leader, and then your mood translates to the team. So definitely the masterclass will cover this portion. So it's not like a circle, but parabola maybe. So we start from here and then end up here with the emotions and mood.
Yeah, and I have this curious question about how for you, when you are reading and learning and as well teaching and coaching in this topic of food and mood, the impact of what we are eating in our performance. What is the thing you maybe say, wow, I didn't know this, like this kind of, whoa, 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 what is this connectivity here, this thing, like, what is the thing you were more surprised?
Oh yeah, I'm definitely surprised by the fact that each one of us are allergic to something, and we don't know it. We don't know it, especially now with how they're producing food. There's a lot of, yeah, we hear a lot of chemicals, a lot of pesticides that goes into it. These are actually impacting us, and then the way it really can impact the way we think and the way we feel. So not just from chemicals and pesticides, but also more on like preservatives that they're putting in there. So yeah, chemicals, but after they harvest all their stuff, they're still putting stuff in there. So if you think like, oh, I'm going to eat a healthy bread, for example, like whole grain, is it really healthy? It's healthier for you, but the ingredients that goes into it may not be. So I was really surprised at the fact about, yeah, something that may look healthy is not really that healthy unless you know what is in it. For example, people who are allergic to gluten, and the world is, from my research and from my understanding, there's quite a number of people now who are allergic to gluten. And I didn't realize that gluten actually impacts us, and you can have inflammatory within your digestive system, and not just your digestive system, but impacts all other parts of your body. So for example, like a woman under who's trying to conceive, who's trying to be pregnant, be eating gluten can really be inflammatory and can have an impact on the woman trying to conceive. So that was the surprising part. So it's just not like, yeah, I'm allergic, I'm going to break out in hives, bubbles, and I'm itching. It actually could have a long-term impact or a long-term effect. So that's the surprising part.
So we have our masterclass this month of July, and I think it's the last one until September.
Yes.
So we have a summer break, like we will use as well to remind and I think to watch other master classes as well. I think we need this time as well as a break to now we can say, you as a coach, you can mention something, how we can use this break of the summer to focus on ourselves and reflect what did we learn, so how we can use this summer break in August, as a reflection to start September super full of energy.
Oh yeah, definitely. If you need to go on a holiday, please go. You deserve it. The last 2 years was really bad on the whole world. I can understand how people can be overwhelmed and overworked. So please do take your time and just relax and don't think about anything else. But if you want to continue your momentum, this would be a perfect time to review all you've done from the first half of the year and understand what the impact has been for the things you did, and what can you change going forward until the end of the year. So I think this is a perfect time to reflect on that. If you want to relax and rejuvenate and re-energize, perfect time to do that also. So just go ahead and do that. For me, I'm going to be coming up with I'm planning a retreat for next year. So I'm going to spend this time reflecting on that and how to develop that. So from a business perspective, for an entrepreneur, maybe this is the time that you can reflect on next year as well. What goals you want to set for next year and be ahead of the game rather than waiting until the end of the year.
That's super interesting, and as well for researchers to see what do I need as a project for my research, which kind of funding, which kind of team researchers, with whom I can connect to develop further research. Exactly. Like super interesting.
This would be perfect to say is reflective August, the month of reflection.
Yeah, totally. I think it's perfect. And as well, I would love to know more about your retreat.
I will
maybe after August.
Yes, after August, I'll definitely let you know. Yeah.
Okay, so what is this July masterclass? So it's on Friday, 22nd of July.
Of July 22nd, next Friday, at 12 noon Central European time. And it's going to be about food and mood. So
thank you, Rhys. See you next week on Friday, 22nd of July. And
yes.
Looking forward to receive your workbook and as well all your masterclass.
Yes.
It would be super cool. So, and we have to remember, like, all these masterclasses we are doing every week on Collabwith is for premium members only. So if you have a subscription of Collabwith to use the platform with full functionalities, you can access as well to all these masterclasses we have about mindset, sales, and innovation.
Yes, please sign up so you can learn everything you need to.
Yeah, and then they have you as a coach, so that's incredible.
Yes, absolutely. Happy to help.
Yeah, thank you, Rhys.
Thank you, Yara. See you.
Bye.
Bye.